What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Beemer Fam. You guys join me inside our G82 M4 manual, and today we're gonna be throwing on the new Carbontastic LED steering wheel, the same one that we had on our F82 M4. Finally, we get a new steering wheel on this car. I know some of you guys will be asking, Eric, what is wrong with the current steering wheel that you have right now? Short answer, absolutely nothing. I actually love the stock steering wheel that comes on these cars. Super thick merino leather, it's got carbon fiber, it's got the red buttons right here for M1 and M2. It's even a heated steering wheel, so we got a button down here for the heated option, and it just feels great in the hands, man. I really love this car, especially on road trips. It's super soft, so there's no problem just resting your hands. But if you guys know about my other car, the F82 M4, we put a nice super aggressive steering wheel on the car, and since we're modifying this car, it's only right to get some more aggressive mods on the interior to match the exhaust, the sound of this car, and then eventually we're gonna have a very aggressive look to this car on the outside too. So we're gonna need something on the interior that's really gonna match the outside of this car. We can't have just a bone stock interior. So the steering wheel that we went with is no different than the last one on our F82. It's going to be carbon fiber up top. We're going to have Alcantara on the sides, and then we're also going to have a flat bottom steering wheel. And then, not to mention, the stitching is going to be just like OEM. It's going to be the M3 color. BMW started making the LED steering wheels from factory on the last generation, the F generation. But with the G generation, I haven't seen any factory LED shift light steering wheels yet. So if you guys have seen them out there for OEM, just let me know. But I think they kind of discontinued it on this generation. But that's perfect because Carbontastic makes them for this generation as well. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing sorted. So we got about a 25-minute drive, if that. So we're gonna go ahead and just enjoy the M4 on the way and enjoy the last minutes with the stock OEM steering wheel. This car sounds so good. Wow, it doesn't get old. We've had this exhaust for at least a week at this point, and it just does not get old. The downshifts. My gosh. Downshift sound good, man. It just sounds so good. It'll be nice to have the LED shift lights with the manual transmission. I feel like in the DCT it was a little redundant, but I think it's going to be very useful knowing exactly when it's yeah, those shift lights are going to be nice on this. Ooh, look at that E30. It's like an E30 wagon. Wow, that sounds incredible. So you guys join us up here at Ghostworks. We got the M4 parked up. We're gonna do the install today. It's next to a nice Audi R8. It looks like it has some kind of paint job on it. It's like a Supra over there as well. Like a mini tiny pickup truck, right-hand drive. This is imported from Asia. Very cool. She has a motor on the back as well. And it even has some Japanese writing. This is a very cool car. I mean, it's pretty much the same size as a Supra, so you guys can see how small this thing is. Man, this thing sounds wild right now. They're gonna go ahead and pull in the car. So just like last time, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new steering wheel that's going to be going on my G82 M4. It's full carbon fiber, flat bottom steering wheel. We've got Alcantara stitched on the side with the M colors, blues, and the red on the striping. And then we also have the full carbon fiber trim pieces. But then my favorite part is up top, especially with the manual, we have the LED shift lights up there as well. So this is pretty much essentially the exact same steering wheel that's on my F82 M4, and it's going to be amazing to install on my manual G82 M4. In case you guys are wondering what a factory airbag looks like, this is what it looks like when it's off the car. So all they got to do is take this old steering wheel off. They're going to swap those trim pieces and the buttons, and we'll pop the new one on. So as you can see, the old steering wheel is out. But you kind of get an idea what it looks like just without the steering wheel. Got one long bolt. This comes out. Here goes the OEM steering wheel. And see, this is a lot more tame, a lot more comfort oriented. But if we set it down on the ground right here, you can tell the big difference right here. Yeah, we have carbon fiber. This is actually a carbon fiber option from BMW. The carbon package, I think, is around $1,000. You get on the trim. One thing I never really liked is how this piece right here is leather as well. I feel like they could have done Alcantara or even carbon fiber, just this whole piece right here. And you'll see on the Carbontastic steering wheel, they made everything carbon fiber. So the rest is just basic leather with M-colored stitching, which is really nice and thick too, nice and soft. So right here you can see the steering wheel has all the buttons installed. The carbon pieces are swapped over, and this is just a lot of carbon fiber. It looks really good. It goes really well with the Alcantara, this flat bottom look. But on top of that, the LED shift lights, it's going to be really nice on the car. So I'm just doing a test to make sure all the buttons work though. Everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this inside the G82 over there and install this wheel. Now you can see they just placed the steering wheel inside the car for the first time. It looks absolutely amazing in this cabin. We've already got a lot of carbon fiber down there as well on the trim pieces. So this is going to go good, and this Alcantara actually goes with my seat this time. We've got Alcantara inserts on the side as well, and then Alcantara down here. So this is just going to match the car perfectly. The carbon fiber on the wheel is a direct match to the carbon fiber in the interior of the car. I was kind of worried about that. You never know with carbon fiber, you can get two different looks. But if you guys are interested in this wheel, it's literally an exact match. So this is going to be awesome. So it looks like we got power on the steering wheel. You can see the lights are turned on. Look at that. The wheel is fully in, airbag is back in. This is just a lot of carbon fiber, man. This is what we needed inside of this car. Match the carbon bucket seat, see carbon on the back, by the shift knob, just lots of carbon fiber. Much more aggressive flat bottom as well. So we're gonna go ahead and start this up, make sure everything works. That starter logo. See, just sitting from the driver's seat, man, this steering wheel is absolutely beautiful. It's all the carbon fiber. It's like the POV perspective. We'll get on the road and get some footage of this thing driving. So big shout out to Eric Carbontastic for hooking this up for us. I mean, we get all our steering wheels from him. They really do good work, good quality products as well. So I'm just super happy. So now that the wheel's installed, just coding out that airbag light, and then we should be good to go. So now we are up in the canyons. We got that steering wheel installed. You can actually see the carbon fiber from the front, just like my F82. But then you take a look inside the cockpit of this car. It looks absolutely amazing. It fits right in. Looks like it could come from the factory like this. That's what Carbontastic does so well. Obviously, it's a custom piece. You can customize this however you want. Everything down from the color stitching to whether it's flat bottom or circle like an OEM. We're gonna hop inside. We're gonna set up the settings, and then we're gonna take on a quick POV drive to show you how this thing works. So once you get inside the car, you can see the steering wheel is off. It only turns on once you start the car up, at least in the manual. So we're gonna go ahead and start this thing up. And then right there you can see a nice BMW logo. You got lights flashing as well, let you know it's powered up. But when you see the screen right here, that means the car is connected properly to the OBD. Now this generation is actually much easier to install than the last one. I mean, they're both pretty easier, like F80 versus G80. This one, all you had to do is tap a wire into the right wire underneath the airbag. And not only does it give it power, but it also gives it all the car's information as well. In the F80 generation, we had to connect an OBD module into the OBD port, and it would give us all the information from the car via Bluetooth to the steering wheel. And that's how we got our shift lights to read and our, revolutions per minute and whatnot. So this is my favorite screen right here. We've got a nice dial of the revs. It actually gives us the revs on a number count as well. This little tiny number on the left is your kilometers per hour or miles per hour. We're actually going to switch that over to miles per hour soon. We have 2 buttons, one on each side. If we go ahead and click cycle through, we get different displays. So this one is our coolant temperature. We've got our RPMs. We've even got a new gauge this time on the G80, which is cool. I kind of like this one. I think we use this a lot more. We got one of these. And then we got this one. I think this is Carbontastic, his favorite screen right here, which is nice. So for now, we're gonna keep it on this one because this is the one you guys are familiar with from the F80. This one I like the most. But if we hold down the right button, we get our option. The first option, you actually have timers on this car. You can do 0 to 60s, you can do 0 to 400 meters. Pretty cool. We're gonna have to try this out. We actually never tried that out on the F80. And speaking of F80, that's a nice M3 right there. Not only that, you get your settings and then your LED set. So for LED set, to enter one of the options, all you gotta do is hold down the right one to enter. And then in our LED settings, we have brightness. So you can see it gets pretty bright and pretty dim. So you can even go 0. You can turn them off if you want to at any given moment. And this is the brightest that it goes. So I like mine roughly around like a 6. The most important setting is setting the shift speed. So if we click that, we can set the upper and lower limit. So upper limit is pretty much when the lights start flashing red at you to telling you to shift. And right now we have that set at 6,000 RPM. We're actually gonna lower that just a little bit, just so you guys can see it in today's video. We're gonna do around 5,700. And we're gonna back out of that. And then we're gonna go to our lower limit. And we have our lower limit set at 2,200 RPM. So that way when we're just cruising around town, driving really normal, you never see the shift lights on. It's just like a regular steering wheel. The coolest thing about this wheel is, unlike the factory wheel, you can customize your actual shift light. So just like my F80, we're running the blue and red. It kind of reminds me of the factory shift lights that are in the Ferraris, like the 812s and the 488s. But they have a lot of different types of colors on here. They have 15 different options, including your custom options. So you can set each individual light to any color that you want. So this one you can see right there, we set them to about the last, I'd say maybe 5 dots are red, and then it will flash red telling you to shift, which is awesome. If you guys are wondering like, oh, is this manufacturer specific, you can go ahead and go into settings and you can set speed unit, temperature units, your language, even different versions. But what's also cool is you can set a logo. And obviously you have BMW, but you have different makes. You have Porsche, you've got AMG, you got Lamborghini, Mercedes-Benz. So they got pretty much any make that you want is going to be on here. Now let's go ahead and take this thing for a drive. Get some revs going first so you guys can see the flashes. That just sounds so good, man. And I think these shift lights are going to be much better with this car since it is a manual. And we're really going to need to know when to shift, especially when we're keeping up with the groups of cars. It just adds a whole different vibe to the cockpit. Oh my God, this thing sounds sick. It's beautiful out here too. You got the mountains, the sunset. Now we got shift lights. So we're just gonna let the, ooh. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, this just adds a vibe. Yo, that is wild. That's another thing I like about the steering wheel as well, is it has these hand grips built into it. So you can see they're kind of contoured. They're built for the hands to just hold real tight for performance driving. The factory one, yeah, they had the thumb grips, but it didn't have any kind of more aggressive style features like this one does. But what's also cool is the actual carbon fiber itself. They have finger grips and thumb grips back here. So whenever you're just turning in the parking lot, it's easier to grab the wheel since it is a pretty slippery material. Oh, nice, 3. Since it is a pretty slippery material, the carbon fiber is just gloss. If your hands are sweaty, it does grip it a little bit more, but nevertheless it is more slippery than leather. Oh, I love this car. I absolutely love this car. You guys can see we're really getting this car together. really getting it together. We got this exhaust sounding good. We got some extra power. Now we got in the interior, we got the proper steering wheel. Up next, we're gonna be doing the CSL DRL. So we are gonna be trying out the yellow DRLs from West Coast Euros. So I think it'll look really good with the blue paint, especially I'm from Michigan, go blue. So you get that nice blue and yellow combination. And then after that, we also got the front mount intakes. We've got lower suspension. We've got a lot of parts just sitting at the house ready to be installed. And then from there, it'll get pretty crazy with a little bit more mods on the outside of the car. Get the body kit together. Ooh, nice McLaren. Wow, wow, wow. As you can see, we're back at the crib. Steering wheel looks good, and that is yet another mod on the M4. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also check out our new merch at propercarsonly.com. If you guys want to support the page, we got some really cool designs right now. Also check out our Instagram at Beemer Fam. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.